Morning.
Morning, mate. How are we all doing?
Yeah, good. How's your painting?
Didn't really get to it. Got so we. I'll tell you in a second. Just go.
Good afternoon, everybody.
Morning, Glenn. Um, yeah. So what happened was we donated a bed frame, like a solid wooden one, to the Heart Foundation. And these guys have been pricks. it's like they're doing us a favor. So they called for we organised a collection on Monday, and they told us between 8:30 and 4 that they would come and collect it. We hadn't heard from them at 3 o'clock, and we're like, are they just double checking you guys are still coming, because they're going to give us a 30-minute warning? No, sorry, at 3:30 we gave them a call because they meant to give us a 30-minute warning. They then said, no, they're still out for delivery, so they're still coming, they'll let you know. It's like, oh, okay, so it's gonna have to happen soon. And so we waited as long as we could, got to about 4:45, and then we said, we called them and said, we've got to go because we can't hang around any longer. We had antenatal classes at 5 o'clock. So they said, oh, okay, that's we'll have to rearrange collection. We got home, and then they called and said, we're at the front. We're like, we called and we said, we're not there. Like, you said you're going to be there before 4. And they said, no, it's before 6. So then we had misinformation. So they told us the wrong thing. And then they said that, so we reorganized for today for pickup. And then they said, oh, but the bed needs to be pulled apart. I was like, it's one of those beds that doesn't come apart, doesn't deassemble, but it's just a bed frame, wooden bed frame with slats, and then the legs, and then it's got a like a wooden, like a material foam thing that just as a headboard that just comes off. So these legs aren't very big. Like it's a short little bed, so it can it's a double bed. It can fit around corners, no problem. But they said that legs got to come off. It's like, but they don't easily come off. It's not like an IKEA thing. And they said, too bad. If you don't pull them off, we're not going to come and get it. I was like, but if I break it and I pull these legs off, you're going to have to fix it to put it together. And then the woman's like, well, that's what we do. Like, all right, well, come get a bed with 4 legs broken off it. And so I had to get these legs off, and it was bloody difficult. So I had to go to they're all electric drilled in, heaps of screws. Don't know how they got some of these screws in there, but I found them all eventually. There's one I couldn't find. Had to use a hammer to basically had to pull this bit off here before I could access the screws to the legs. Jesus, it was a nightmare. So that took me literally an hour and a half to pull those legs off. Otherwise, they couldn't come and get it. But it was better than me having to take the bed to a tip or something or try to sell it. Then after that, I was running out of time, so I just didn't want to start painting, thinking that I knew I could only do half of it, then have to clean everything again, and then. So what I decided to do was we just taped as many of the surfaces as we could, which takes a long time as well. So one room is nearly completely taped, so I can almost start painting as soon as I go there today, as long as I tape the bed. But bloody hell, what a mission. These Heart guys, this found charity shop, very picky. They're like, go choose another charity then if you don't like. It's like, then they called me a customer. It's like, I'm not really a customer, am I? Just trying to give you guys a free bed, good condition. What was? Anyway, that's my that was my little rant for the day. How did Did anyone trade the news? The New Zealand news? I'm tired because I traded that New Zealand interest rate news. No one? Anyone remember what I was saying about the news? About what's likely to happen?
Sell to buy, I think, or buy to sell.
Not
I
quite.
haven't even looked at it, mate.
Not quite. Look at what happened in these previous days. This is what I was saying. It will be a sell to buy, but what I was saying in the lead up, they knew they were going to hold. The news was already established that they were going to hold, and then most people, when they see interest rates dropped or held, leads to a weakness in the currency. You guys remember me saying that? So if they raised rates unexpectedly, we would see New Zealand absolutely crash. If they cut rates, which they wouldn't, we'd see New Zealand fly. But they left the rates as a hold, and normally that would also lead to a weakness in the currency. But that news came out. They're pretty well informed that news was coming out inside of like around these levels, especially on Monday. There was reports coming out that they were going to hold. So the move's been priced in. It's already been priced in. So I said when the news comes out, normally that is weak for the currency, but the news is already priced in. So what's going to happen is New Zealand dollar is going to gain in strength. So this will go down. So the news came out at 3 o'clock. This candle here. This candle here was the news that they were going to hold. So I had sells in here. I had sells in here before the news. On pound New Zealand, I had sells pound Aussie because Aussie New Zealand are both affected. I had sells on Euro New Zealand. I had sells on Euro Aussie. Euro Aussie one, I had 2 sells on this one, thinking because I was tired. I was thinking that I did one on. I thought I had Euro New Zealand and Euro Aussie. I realized I had 2 on Euro Aussie, so I hadn't had one on Euro New Zealand. So I quickly went and put one on Euro New Zealand. So I had all 4 of them, and I had the Emma ready to pick up the buy if it really spiked down 200 pips. If there was like some maybe the statement came out and they said something really strong for like maybe we're going to hike in the future, but we still haven't hiked. That was where I was looking for price to pick up from the 200. Never even got close. That was like it was a real Hail Mary, that one, just to see if I could really grab this was going to be like a really quick, hopefully a quick instant trade if it spiked down this far. So I've had a really good Asian session. Trading the news is like when it's like that, it can be a piece of cake. But do you guys remember that sort of refresh? I think I even said it on the stream yesterday. I definitely said it in the Emma video I posted on last night around 10 past 10 or 20 past 10. Definitely said it in that one that I'm expecting it to sell off, and that's why I want to capture that buy. What time was that? What do you mean? Oh, sorry, Ivan. Is that when did I say it, or when did I post that video? The news? Oh, it's 3 a.m. my time. So midday for you, lunchtime. I was trading from my phone on that one. couldn't sleep. So that was that was here. Oh, sorry, here. New Zealand official cash rate. Oh, I was just lying in bed. So I kept on checking my phone. So I wasn't like trading too actively. This one I didn't even, I'd already done the work. I didn't even need to think about it. It was just I gambled that they weren't going to change the rate because they were already flagged, and I just saw there was nothing in the lead up for the whole month economically to suggest that they need to raise rates. That would have been a real shock. And if that happened, I would have taken probably wasn't risking too much, right? I would have taken a hit and I probably would have got slippage, but I wasn't risking a lot, especially from my phone. So the hold was good for New Zealand, but if you hiked, you would expect no. What I'm saying is the hold is not good for the New Zealand dollar, because if they cut interest rates or held interest rates, what that does is New Zealand dollar basically stays the same, but compared to like pound and euro, their interest rates are still going up, and they've already flagged that they're still going up. So you get in a bigger distance between interest rates. So a hold is not good for New Zealand dollar. But if the news is already as expected and completely this is what it's going to be, you get this news priced in early. So that news was priced in early. So then when the news comes out, people that haven't seen it being priced in would expect there to be an instant reaction where New Zealand depreciates, and say against a pair like pound or euro, they would increase. So you'd expect the price to go up, but because it's already priced in, everyone's expecting it to go up, and it does the opposite. It goes down. So that's where, like, there's always two narratives for every news, or three narratives. It's either going to be as forecast, above forecast, or below forecast. Most of the time it's the third option. Most of the time, 1, 2, and 3. Let me go to charts so I can keep an eye on charts. Most of the time, the three options, 1, 2, and 3, there's a odds. Think like gambling. Think like you go to you bet on a race with 3 dogs. The first option is what basically it's sort of forecast to come out as, and it's either going to be let's say we'll keep it simple for like interest rates. It's either going to be as expected, above, or below. Now the chances of them cutting interest rates still on the table, but it would be 0.001%. Chance of them hiking interest rates probably was maybe it was like 2%. Chances of them leaving them as expected was like 97.9999%. So in this case, it's like it's pretty much going to be number one. A lot of the time when news comes out, there's going to be like maybe this number. Like, remember when we really weren't sure if the Fed were going to hike interest rates or not, and it was more like 50%, or let's say 49.9% chance that they were going to leave as expected, a hold. 49.9% that they were going to increase, and 0.0001% they're going to decrease. So now it's like we don't really know. So if it's like one of two major options, if they hike, price will probably be here, and if number one is the scenario that plays out, price will likely move up to here because it will increase in value. If it's number 2, it'll be down here. It'll move down here. Now, if these odds were like, say, 80% and 20%, and then we'll say 0001, then price will probably be up here before that news. Because it's more likely to be risen, and that this is basically where their goal is. Does that make sense? So when you see like a big, this is what I say often when there's a news play, which looks like a typical news thing, like when NFP comes out and you're really not sure if it's going to be above or below or as, then what you'll often see is like during the day, price will be doing its thing, and then you'll see like a big rally, and you'll see a area of supply up here, an area of demand up here, and price is kind of now just consolidated in the middle, and it really could go either way here. If there was a really good chance that it was gonna go up, and that news was being priced in, and we got that news early, price will have maybe done the rally, little sell to buy to position themselves, and then price will probably be up here. And then when that news comes out, because it was already well expected, everyone thinking that it's going to go up, but because it was so well basically like forward guidance that it was going to happen, price doesn't really have the effect that you think it would have, because it wasn't really a guessing game. Yeah, they price it in. So when there's news like that and it's really expected, you can basically do the opposite, because you know that's what most people are going to think. Yeah. Thanks, Vassal. Good morning. So we're getting down. So remember how we're in the daily and we're in this area for German 40 for so long, and we're like from Thursday last week, and now it's finally broke out on Tuesday. So Thursday 2 weeks ago, and it broke out finally on Tuesday. Now, if we look at the weekly, we're kind of in this weekly range. So, like it's a tricky spot that we're in now. So I'm not sold on these sells anymore, because we're in a tight spot. So I'm thinking buys. I'm thinking buys to recover some of this large candle. Yeah, I've got a zone in here. This grey zone. I've deleted some of the other stuff that I'd had now. But we've got a 4-hour liquidity candle right here. And what I've got is like basically where there was most of the candles like accumulated inside. And that's what I've captured as this grey box. So obviously if we close inside of it, which we have, it's only a matter of time before it's not the really cleanest structure I've ever seen. But I could imagine we go down first, but then we've got leftover liquidity. This was from 3 o'clock New York session. No wick candle. So I'm going to pinpoint that as a area where there was a bit of imbalance left behind. 2 hours already looking like a sell to buy. We've got clean candles all the way up. Same liquidity candle. Now this time it's a bit more refined from the 4-hour to the wick, and like only the wick. This is a support. That is a support. So let's refine it to that and change it to like I don't want to change it to a red color, because now I'm thinking red. Don't like going through that red. But that's definitely a support. And we've tapped into it. If this candle can close bullish, I'd say we've got some upside. Swept this liquidity. Our candle closing bullish. 9 minutes till the candle closes. Asian session lit high to be swept. We do have a resistance here as well, based on the 30 minutes. Sellers jumped in, sellers jumped in. Asian highs right here, double top as well. Sweep that. This is a previous liquidity candle as well. No bottom wick on this 15-minute candle over here. It's annoying is that this is like a 62 pip Frankfurt Open. Oh shit, move that line. What was that line? A little faint little orange line snuck in there. I haven't seen that guy for a long time. I think it must have been a mistake. Okay. How far back do we need to get to? July. Oh, it's not that far, it's only 1 month. Yeah, liquidity swept. It's going to be closer inside of this area. That's going to refine that box down to that level. 10 o'clock London Open. Little doji. Plenty of areas to push down into. I'll just do the two lowest one. Okay, so this is support 1 and I'll do support 2 somewhere. Momentum needs to be down today, though. Any consideration for a short? Yeah. There is consideration for the short. I'm just thinking that if it does short down to where my zone's below, that's what I was looking for. But momentum's been down for a few days and down to this weekly levels now. Now everyone's starting to see we're going down and down and down. It's Wednesday. Wednesday could be correction day. Oh my, holy. Because when we get Monday wicked up, then Tuesday was down. Wednesday or Thursday is going to be a correction. Room for another 150 pips. Yeah, but I don't want to go against this candle now. Not just yet. I'd prefer to be going with this volume. If I'm looking for a short, then yeah, you know, I can see if it will do something like this. If there's heaps of volume here, learning our lesson from Monday, which was a character building day, we're going to have to get probably get a couple little higher time frame, as in like 15 minute candles to reject. This could be scenario 1. That could be scenario 1. Scenario 2 is to correct this whole move. Because the thing is, yesterday, I didn't expect to see 200 and something pips, 230 pips. On days like that, then often, I still didn't even see, like, it was more like China fears really weighing down these global equities. They had some, I think they had some decent data, didn't they? Oh, that's right. Inflation, 6.8% for pound. I've got a bit to read and catch up on. Where's the market wrap? Here we go.
So I rushed.
What's that, Dave?
Oh, sorry, no, I was just talking to my son.
Oh, okay.
But I thought he had a Dutch lesson, and I was mistaken. It's not this week, so.
Oh,
Anyway.
He's got a trading lesson now instead.
Indeed, yeah, he's not so interested in trading yet for some reason. I don't know. My son.
Something's wrong with him. That's how's his Dutch?
Good. Yeah, no, it's good. It's good. We're moving in 3.5 months, so I'm trying to get my son to learn some Dutch before we get there.
Yeah, go on.
We'll see.
They're starting to ease lending restrictions for houses as well, trying to get people to buy. So, not looking good in China. All right, we've got 15 seconds. 15 seconds to tell us where we're going. Plenty of like little resistances up here. Plenty of little resistances. So I'm not too keen on breakouts either way. Just breaking the high a little bit. All right, I want to see what's going on at this candle. If this was late manipulation, this one would need to hold. If it doesn't hold, we're going downtown. Yeah. See how it's like sort of retesting the body and then pushing back up again. Why I got this arrow? Weird. Hope my coffee deliveries come soon. What are you guys thinking? What's your plan?
I've got a trend line set up at the base of this on the low time frames. If it breaks that trend, I'll follow it down.
Where's the start, like from the Frankfurt Open?
Yeah, just from that little tiny little double bottom at the.
You're looking like this, are
you?
Like that, are you?
Yeah, it's been following the sort of trend line on its way up. That's just part of my strategy. I just just a little bit of a trend line break on the bottom and just scalp a few pips. But it looks pretty bullish.
Yeah, they want a better price, 100%. Well, I wouldn't be surprised to see a little fake out here, but then break that fake out and then keep on going upside.
It's just taking the Asian high.
Okay. I'm looking for a second little break of this high and then to take it up 40 pips.
Take the break out.
So I'm thinking sort of testing. I want to see a little pullback and then a break. $30 pips, sorry, not 40. Yeah. Thinking if we can get a break above the wick. I know we've got these little areas here, but I'd say that I think this could be the target. Then maybe those cells will come in. Maybe just a pullback a little bit, connect these wicks, and then start pushing up. Need to clear this high, but I think like this still got like a little dip, but second break I think it could find that momentum. Obviously the lower it comes, like this is the manipulation here, this is now support created, so I'm gonna make this a green box. If we're failing, so yeah, that's good. Little pullback. I'd love to see it push up, something like that. Maybe not. Maybe now that I got these candles here, maybe I don't even care if it breaks up too high, because this move would be a sell zone now for me. Because I got this formation, so I've already got a sell idea now to go with that momentum, but I think we need to create more of a daily top wick. So I'm going to give this a buy a little go here. So I entered when it was pulling back, because that way it can give me a bit more than 40 pips. It's going to be 50 pips even. So it needs to clear this area. Dave's thinking it's going to return to the D1 range. Imagine that. Imagine that. It's back in there.
It's like its cozy, warm security blanket. Just wants to go back.
Yeah, it's this little nest, isn't it?
Yeah, it's too fearful of going outside of its range. So no. As though it's extended down to the lower part of the range, it's still not really shown that it's exited the range, has it? I mean, it's still, I know it's reached down further, but you could quite easily imagine it's still, hasn't gone below the wicks that were created just.
Well, the daily did. The daily closed lower than these wicks.
Okay.
But the thing is that the weekly is kind of at this rejection zone as well.
Yeah.
So I'm definitely bearish on this. But I'm just thinking that the daily, that we've got a little bit more, potentially got a little bit more upside before we fall.
Yeah.
Because like the daily from the top to the bottom, to retest the 50% of the previous daily candle is up here. And then like I just wanted to retest this area. Pick up this liquidity before then it does a little sell off. This is German 40. Little scaredy cat. Chicken. And come back up to here.
If it doesn't watch out, it's going to get eaten by the snake. Is the snake still hiding?
No, I deleted the snake. I think the snake was too scary yesterday for it. Let's go. So need to be careful that we don't get a manipulation from the top side. Of like, well, not when I say manipulation, just to clarify, I don't mean it like in a sinister sense. It's like, oh, they manipulated us, but as in like when I see signs, bigger orders are getting placed on the opposite side. That's what really manipulation candles are. It's just candles that are big, you know, and they sort of tell you when it's not just little retail traders, like there's volume coming into the market. Three minutes, 5 minutes, 15 minutes, 30 minutes. Come up to this 15-minute candle close. Last minute, come on. It's not what I wanted. Engulfing candle. See how this one closes, otherwise I might cut this one. That 15 minutes are still not looking too bad. Would prefer it to be a bit more like close up here somewhere. Then say there's wick fill. Oh man, see that last minute? Okay. There are signs of sells. I'm not one to flip my bias too quickly. Maybe to my detriment. Okay, so the 15-minute was like almost like a little doji, like a little fat body doji. So if we're pushing up, breaking the high, then I'll move this up to break even. I won't secure any. But what I'll start thinking is what's going to happen up here somewhere. I'm not too comfortable with breakout trades. Every time you say that, it reminds me of it's a break even now. So we're currently sitting around 15 pulled back. $17, 18 pips in profit. Could sweep this again and then push up, but 3 minutes is looking good. If we're coming back now, I'm not interested. Like I just want to see, I want to see this volume continue. I'll plan some sells though. That's for sure. If you haven't already, give the stream a like if you can, please. That's the best thing for it. And if you're not part of the website, join the Discord. Once we can crack inside of these areas, this is another little resistance. Oh, what time's the Matildas on? I thought that game was later in the week.
7 o'clock kickoff Sydney time, I believe.
Oh, they didn't.
I might be wrong, but I think that's what it is.
Oh, it's ages away. Yeah.
Yeah. Good on you, mate. I'll catch you tomorrow.
Catch you, pal.
Wait, 8 o'clock apparently. I'm being told.
Yeah.
Starts at 7. Rightio.
They're not showing it over here. No surprise.
I don't know why they're playing against England.
It's on Sky, I think. Sky Sports. The men's World Cup was on normal TV. Maybe I'm wrong. I have to check. Who am I going for? Oh, it have to be Australia. For sure.
Hey, just stream it on that Sydney Live, Sydney Prime.
Yeah, so I can set up an account with them.
7 Prime.
That sort of time would be 11 o'clock. I've got a coaching session at that time, and then I've got painting session after that. So I'll stream it when I'm painting. All right, mate. I'll catch you tomorrow. Over. Okay, so 1-to-1. At 1-to-1 now. This is a crucial little point. This green little box. What we don't want to see here is long top wick red candles. Oh yeah, come on. Close above. Beauty. Don't think this is a trap no more. I think we're on the 25 pips. Can we get 50? Come on. 5-minute candle just closed. No, sorry, that 5-minute candle closed. This one just opened. Okay, so the 5-minute candle's still dangerous. When's the 3-minute going to close? Oh, that just opened. Okay. Shit. Don't pull back like that. This one, is it actually?
Yeah, that's the area. So price should break that area, but we have some problem here also. This FU candle, so you can consider this as a liquidity to swap and then again pushing to the downside. This 45 minute don't have a bottom wick here.
Yeah, that's my concern with that 40 with the open. That this guy.
So you wanna at least secure some profit. So maybe you get another opportunity for sell if price able to break below, and then we will continue pushing to the downside. This is this area is also the where previous daily low was here, but if price able to break above, we will come back into the upside. So
1753. This area. So the daily wicks are connected at this point, eh? Yes. 1753. Nah. Daily wicks down here.
No. The previous day, not
this one. There yeah, there you go. Oh, thank you. Coffee arrived.
I'm looking for a 1830 area if I'm getting any kind of short opportunity.
1830. Yeah, that's where I've got this bad boy. Around 1810. Come on, push. All right, I secured a little bit. Now I can fly. Took a little bit of 30 pips. That's the crap thing about trading on a day when we've had a lot of bearish momentum, or opposite, when you're selling into a lot of bullish momentum, is that you get a lot of areas that give you pause. Who else took this one? If it turns, are you looking to catch a move down? Yeah, I am. I'm keeping an eye on that for sure. Because I didn't really want to take the breakout. I would have liked to have seen a lot more momentum up and then start planning the sells. Oh, good one. George, you took it. Jim took it. Dave took it but got out. Did you just close there for 30?
No, I moved my break even, and it just took me out on one of the pullbacks.
You got out too early. You secured too early.
Yeah, I was just in a low risk frame of mind.
Sure, okay.
And just moved it right up, and
Lachlan took it. Sure. Gorinda took it. Good stuff, guys. Where's Sarah? Sarah would have taken that one, 100%. I didn't need to even say anything. Sarah would have taken that one.
Yeah, I'm in it.
Yeah, I thought so. Good job. Well, we've got, depending if you got in around here, you would have had to have got, but let's say between 25 and 30 pips. Risk roughly 1-to-1. So not the best risk reward, but you got to take those you got to take it when you can get it, hey? Terry did that yesterday as well. Move stop up too soon, turn a 3.5 R into a break even. That's like a magic trick. So, have you ever seen those guys? It's like, give me $50,000 and I'll turn it into zero. Hey Luke, how are you, mate? Oh, Big Mama took it too. Big Mama 4. We're at the daily close of yesterday. Yes, sir, Luke. Yeah. Hey, I got your email before. We chatted. I'm back now, so if you want, we can line up a call or a catch up. I was thinking about you the other day, actually. Did you, on Triple Witching Day on June 16, did you trade any of that? I remember that was a crazy day. I think it was on a few pairs, but June 16. Yeah, oh wait, that's 26. Oh wait, June 16. Gold. Indices probably more so. I remember watching the charts. I was thinking, oh, it's one of those days. Oh no, maybe I was wrong. June 15 was the massive day. Anyway. Is that the long Terry from the weekly doji? Beautiful trade they messed up. Oh, I see. The long from the weekly doji. This is the one you talked about yesterday, huh? From 15,700 area. Yeah, this guy around here. Yeah, I remember. This is when George took this trade as well. This was a beauty. I talked about this in that trade breakdown video I posted on YouTube last night. But you had a really classic area, just signs, you know. Actually, this looks lower now. That definitely wasn't lower yesterday. Low was 15,700.7. Yeah. This is just an engulfing candle now. I think George, when we were chatting, you took it from about here, wasn't it? Price, or maybe a little bit higher, and then price sort of pulled back, but then it gave you that 50 pips. From after moving down 220 pips, you've got to have a correction. Stocks just don't move like that. They just don't move continuously down. There's always, stock market is often, the bulls look for any chance to get in. So we see big moves down, but they're never like, it's not like bullish moves can just go up and up and up with very little pullback. That doesn't happen in stocks. This Friday is normal expiry at 7:10 a.m. Cool. Yeah, I want to explore more into these expiries. I was looking at just FX expiries as well. Cause like that was one of my first mentors ever. He traded the expiries and he always had on his charts the levels for the majors. And then as that's happened, I was looking at it yesterday with George, and then I got a private message on Discord from Todd, and he was saying, is that a level that I'll be looking at as well? Because he was looking at expiries on Financial Juice. I was like, oh, that's kind of strange that he asked me a day after I was looking at it again. That because we get these areas, like I'll bring it up here to the side. Okay, so say Forex Live. We'll go to Forex orders. Okay, so we've got expiries, FX option expiries. And you can't really see it here. Oh, there we go. Oh, I'm not gonna be able to do it. Let me just full screen it for a minute. So you can see here, like these are the expiries of big orders for the majors that have been put on the charts, and it doesn't really help us with indices or gold. But you can see what's expiring on Wednesday. Some of the ones that have, there's nothing here that's bolded, but something like Wednesday at 1.0850 on Euro US, you've got an order there for 1.5 billion euros. 1.5 billion euros at 1.0850. And notice how like they're mostly round numbers. They don't worry about the little 4/5 decimal place usually. But what that means is like, why does this happen? Anyone got any clues about why there would be an option, an expiry there at 1.08? Any idea why they'd have an expiry there? Or an option there at that level? So what is a hedge? It's a hedge for them. So that means that they've got the right to call their or exercise their option if price currently for Euro US is 1.092. Okay, 1.092. They're looking to buy euro. That hit TP. They're looking to buy the euro or US, and they can have an option. They put a small deposit down to have the right to call and put a bid in, which has to be guaranteed by the liquidity provider or the person that's offering the option at 1.08. They get first dibs of it, and they've got a huge order there. And what it is to sense my euro's awful. That is to basically a hedge against one of their other orders, right? So if price really tanked, if price doesn't tank, they'll lose that option and they'll lose the deposit that they put down for it. But if it did tank, they're going to lose value somewhere else, so they get a cheaper guaranteed option to take price at that 1.08. And if they just flood the market 1.5 billion euros at 1.085, you're going to see volatility at that level. So that's why it's like important, because they don't have to exercise or use their right for their option. They don't have to do it. But if they did, then you're going to see some volatility. So one of my first mentors kept those marks. If it was over a billion, 100 billion euros, 100 million euros, sorry, 1 billion. If it's over that, he would have these levels on his chart as potential support resistance zones, or he used pivot points as well, and he would use these as pivot points. So it's worth using. Anyway, we smashed through target, so that's 50 pips done. So congrats, guys. That was a good Wednesday. This is that pathway on the 15 minute. I don't know why. TradingView is a little bit broken, but let me go to the 5 minute now. My pathway's all gone all foreign on me. It's just a straight line now. How do I get it back? I don't know. It seems to be broken. Anyway, we've trained German 40 to follow this pathway, which is good. It's a well-trained dog now, and looks like Dave's right. We're going back up in that daily range. But I think we're still going down. It's just after such a heavy bearish day. Let me just clear everything so it's nice and clean for everyone. After such a heavy bearish day, like so, it's not going to give you those sells that easily, right? Look at this one. This here was coming from all-time high, but leaving the range, it can be choppy leaving this range. I don't think, like, I would be surprised if we really do close back up into it. Actually, inflation is coming down in pound land. Nah, I think these sells are still. I'm not going to change my bias and then turn to a bullish bias for the day. But for the open, it 100% made sense. Made sense that I had to take a breakout trade for it, and that's my least preferred. Anyway, I'll stay on because I'll stay on. Let's just chat. I'll see if I can plan a sell, but after seeing 2 pushes like that on the 15 minutes, I'm going to need to see some signs of slowdown before I even entertain trading against my buy here. There's a no wick candle. We blew past this one. Now we've got a no wick candle here at New York high. Take this one off. Just let that run and go now. Oh, Glenn, that's right. You're in the YouTube chat now. At the daily pivot point now, an intersection of the 200 EMA on the 15 minute, 100 EMA on the 30. Yeah, it's the same line, that 15, 100. It'll be the 50 EMA on the hour. So you're looking at this guy. So there's the 50. Right on that no wick candle. Oh, now we're going past it. Daily pivot point. See, when I drew the pathway, I drew it to about this level, 15,810. That was the high that I had that level drawn at, I think. Getting above this area gets a little bit dicey because we've got clean candle here. And the pound New Zealand. So good at these sells. $200 is over. This is where I was looking. Seems very far away. That can't be right. Simple moving average, exponential. I don't recall it being that far away. Oh, and yeah, pound New Zealand. Let me check my robot. I don't recall the 200 being that far away. I thought it was down around here somewhere. No, must be. All right. New idea. What do you guys think? Are you guys ready for another one? Or that's a trade for the morning. Another. I think this one's going to take a while though to play out, to plan. Well, let's see if we can get a correction. Because price has moved 83 pips. Got New York high just over here. Wonder if we can get a 20-30 pip scalp counter. Maybe back with the higher time frame trend. If this is a big buy to sell, what would be your what would be the price action we need to see first? Resistance created, then break of that resistance. Come back and test that resistance and look for entry. Resistance created. You look that's the look. That's for another long, Terry. That's like a scale in.
No, sorry, I was talking about for a short. So like when we get to the top and there's a resistance created,
Then break the
at the
support.
top. And then it breaks. Yeah, sorry. Then it breaks that support.
Gotcha.
Sorry. Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, until then, we'll just let this keep the momentum going. So just let that runner do the heavy lifting for you. You guys hold. You guys close full. Or you're holding still. Closed. I've closed full as well. I actually got distracted and it just closed everything. I didn't move my take profit. It just closed. A good move though, wasn't it? See how like taking that second break is usually good. Like I don't like taking this. Imagine it's. I guess there's less stress. Like once it, like I hate missing the trades, but like it pushed up, and then it hesitated here for quite a while. You know, like 5, 10, 15 minutes before, and like when that 5-minute candle was coming to a close in that last minute, that I was like, oh shit. So I didn't like that. But what taking that first break, imagine trying to sit through that then for like that whole basically 5, 10, 15 minutes where it's just bouncing around, and your entry on that breakout would probably be up here somewhere. Like that's just an awful feeling for that uncertainty for the first few minutes, like for 10 minutes of that. And that's where a lot of the mistake will happen. It's better than just to say, just turn the computer off, just don't look at it. But if you're taking the break and your plan is like, well, I don't take the first break, I'll take the second break. The second break can be the cleaner one, or it will just be a quick death. And I'd rather that than have to sit through just hesitating for so long. Now, broke up and anticipating the second break means often there is a little pullback when it breaks into a new zone. So getting in, say, down here somewhere where we did, it was less painful being in that trade when it's pushing up into profit, coming back to entry, pushing up to profit, coming back to entry, than it is to take it from here and being drawdown, comes back to break even, drawdown, comes back to break even. So that's why I prefer personally to take the second break or anticipation of the second break. Just because for me, it's easier to sort of sit through that area. Like, remember yesterday's trade, the cowboy trade, down over here for that 30 pips. It was much easier being holding this area from down low than it is to taking breakouts. And George, I think you can relate now in that when we're talking about this entry here on the 15 minutes, like even getting in at this point, we're in here because the FOMO of it just going without us. But taking it from down here, like if it's pushing up, letting it pull back a little bit to pick you up is often a nicer feeling.
Yeah, I've entered on half the body of that engulfing candle.
This one here?
Yeah.
Oh, so you did go down here?
Yeah.
When we took the trade, when we were talking though, did you add another position?
No, I didn't take it then. We were talking about it, and then it went up, and then I waited for that pullback.
Oh,
so
okay. I thought you entered when we were talking about it.
Half the body.
Sure. Did you do any work last night on what we've discussed, like looking at the tops of the wicks?
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. It all made sense.
Yeah, it is at the moment. Yeah.
Yeah,
so.
great. Cool. Locks hit TP. Garinda closed at 30 pips. Was yours trade, Garinda? Is it? Could you have closed partials, or was it a small position that you could only? It was only one option, close all, or was it this bit here that made you concerned as well? Because I was a little bit concerned about this green area. Closed all. Yeah. Okay. How'd you get, like, what does this mean? Little doji candle. It's kind of like a slingshot, hey? Accumulation. Take the low. Boom. All right, so we're starting to see signs, price turning around. Does anyone have memories of Monday when it looked good, but we had to be super patient? That's the feeling I'm getting here. Two memories, yeah. Oh, double memory here. Alrighty. What's going on over here? Try not to look at the 1 minutes. 15 minutes done the wick fill, 30 minutes done the wick fills. 1 hour now is looking like a good candle, and we've got 8 minutes, 7.5 minutes left. We at least do a wick fill on the 1 hour. Yeah, unless this is really starting to pull back on this. But we took a New York high, so that was a important piece of information. So we just took it. New York high. 2:30. What happens at 2:30 UK time? (2:30 p.m.) 9:30 a.m. Eastern. That's true. That is true. That is actually very true. That's when I get a coffee. Something a little bit less important than me getting the coffee, though, happens at that time as well. Come on, guys. Have I not taught anything? 11:30 p.m. Sydney time. Yeah. I'm going to have to shut my service down. Only one answered. I'm not teaching a very good job. I'm doing a good job teaching you guys. NYSE is at that time. New York Stock Exchange. Daniel, only one that got it right. Well, only one that typed anything. Okay, so we've got clean candle. We're getting a little rounding top. But I don't really see much of anything, do I? Oh, Vashel, you're short from here, 805. Makes sense. New York high. I'm sure you're going to get a reaction from the New York high. On the 1 hour, you're saying 810 looks like a good resistance. Yeah. Doesn't stand out necessarily to me, that 810 area, but like there's definitely areas around it. Not on that time frame anyway. I'm sure on another time frame that could make a lot of sense. But it's certainly like a sort of line in the sand. It's either where this clean candle begins. So above it, we could start to see a little bit more uplift. I'm keen from this area to look for sells. Got 2 times 1 minute bearish FUs. Oh yeah, so there's your little. So if this is a true, FU, if this is a true signs that sellers are coming in, we need to see a support break. Here's your closest support, and it did break. So a little pullback and go, yeah. On the 1 minute time frame, that makes sense. Thing you got to be careful of is the hour candle coming to a close and doing an hour wick fill. We've got the daily pivot. Yeah, Luke's looking at that. That was what Glenn pointed out too. Let me put that pivot point on here. pivot point standard. That's, I guess this is orange line, is it? Pivot, yeah. P for pivot point. Yeah. Well, I would like to see a bit more signs of a turnaround first. Especially because I think if this is a normal range day, we can see 100 pips taken. So maybe we can do one more liquidity grab. EMU GDP in 1 hour. EMU GDP. EMUs have GDP as well. Yeah, I know what you mean. Euro monetary union, yeah. Armin, welcome back. Bloody kids, hey. Ah, don't tell me about it. You know what, I was we were doing these antenatal classes, and I must say, some of the things that they were videos and they were showing, not like most of it was easy to get through, but some of the things, it's like, oh, some of the changes that women go through. Okay, we're at the hour open now. So this is where this gets dangerous, these 1 minutes. These 1 minute confirmations that we see. Because the hour candle is a strong candle. Let's just see how this little area plays out. I'd rather, if you're looking at 1 minute confirmations and it's around the open of an hour, not take a anticipation entry. I'd rather you take a 1-to-1 sort of confirmation entry. Unless you're like really good for the week, and could you get some amazing risk reward from it? What was I doing? Oh, that's right. That's what I was doing. Alrighty. Three minutes, not much. Our candle's done a nearly wick fill. Got a little order block here as well. Got to be happy with a sweep of this level. So we're going to get a little bit late for me though. Here's another little area. So before we had a second push down, I'll just redraw this. This was, if Tom, if you're watching, this is that same level that we've pointed out on the Discord. From top wick to open of the two rejection candles. Top wick to the open. Because this is a bullish candle, it's the open, not the close. That's a resistance. I was doing it, I was making a little mistake when I was drawing it last night. But see how like precise it got to it. Now we're back at that zone again. So it might be a good area for it to just sweep, grab that liquidity, then close bearish. It's where patience really plays out. Like look at this 15-minute candle. Kind of looks like the one that here. Like this one. But it's best to wait for a second one. Or it like be able to take an anticipation. If we get like a little doji, something breaks a low and then break. Oh no, like there's not going to be no anticipation entries here. I mean, you can if it's going to be like 6 pip risk, low risk, potentially 50 pip push down. That would be like a nearly a 10, like a 9-to-1, risking 0.1%. To nearly get a 10-to-1, but probably like say 15%, 20% chance of it working out. Anyway, it's 9:06. I'm not going to be able to hang around and wait for everything to set up and play out and manage it. So I'm going to call it there. So thanks guys for attending. Appreciate you guys being here. Oh, I see your message, Terry. You're out, going to get back in as the... Oh, you were going to get back in as the hourly is swept. It's good advice. Always forget the high time frame. When I'm in the lower, yeah, that's what happens when you just watch the lower time frame, like the candle by candle by candle by candle. Before you know it, you get into an end of a higher time frame candle coming to close. So it's good to like, that's why I do sometimes just go to all chart views so I can keep an eye on the timers for these higher time frames and sort of know where I am in the bigger picture. Cool, but I think we're getting close to these cells. Very, very close. In fact, I'm going to set an alert at 15:820 and see what price is doing if it gets there. And also set an alert for I think 15,773. I might have to set 2 alerts because what I can imagine on the higher time, like let me just look over the 5 minutes, is that if we do break my alert, if it's getting close to like say New York Open, we might push down, do something like this, and then I would say that breaking this area second time, we'll get down to, yeah, I'd say we can get down to about this point. So I might be able to take an anticipation entry if I get the right kind of resistances formed here and take something that looks more or less like this. Something like that. But I'd have to be notified first and then sort of just watch price. The sells make sense to go with the daily direction. We're just potentially just forming a top wick here. But like you can sort of see the pattern that I've been going through was I took a winning sell on this bullish day. I took a winning buy on this bearish day. And I've taken a buy on this bullish day. So if it's playing out, this should be a bearish candle. That's the theory. Anyway, be careful of these higher time frames. You've got to like this is a lot of volume and it takes time for the turnaround as we saw on Monday. But I'm keeping an eye on this 15,820. Maybe we can get sells from up here. All right. Until then, I will see you guys all tomorrow again. London, we do it all again. All right. Cool.
Take care.
Thanks, actually. If you're, don't forget the website, guys. Don't forget the website if you like it. You know, there's a lot of free stuff there as well. Okay. Cool. Actually, how did you go yesterday in gold?
Yesterday was like a big stop loss for me. I took a loss on first trade.
Okay.
So after that, second was a workout, but I closed early. It moved like 80 pips afterward.
Oh, bummer. I saw retail sales. I didn't even see that. I just kept on, every time I looked at the phone, I saw price sort of hanging between 1904 and 1901, but I didn't actually see the wick down of retail sales when it spiked down to 1896, and I didn't really see that hour when I think that's when I was destroying the bed. Sounds awful. As in, like,
this is where we got the buys.
My partner's laughing.
And anticipation was this HCS was going to form, taking entry here, but I closed early here somewhere. Some people hold that position. I think Haydos hold it all the way to the upside.
Oh, did he? Good man. Yeah, I didn't see it when it was up here. I didn't know, like, sales made sense, but I didn't really know what to
Yesterday's price action was really because of this consolidation. We did not create any kind of higher time frame manipulation to say that price going to give us direction.
Yeah.
Yesterday was just purely trying to grab price wanna push a little bit higher in this area.
Yeah.
Because our higher time frame is still bearish. We wanna sweep that 1893 area before we push to the upside.
Yeah.
Let's see. Today will be much better, I think.
What do we have for news? No news. Oh, FOMC minutes tonight. Okay.
Let's see. I'm looking for this kind of price pushing downside and then
the upside.
1893. Yeah, 1893.
Yeah. I'll be back into gold soon. Alrighty. I'm out, guys. I'll see you soon, okay? Good luck in New York.
Adam, by the way, which Jim who created that trading view indicator?
Jim Amon. Is he here still? He's not here. I'll message him. Do you want Do you want? What do you want him? What do you want from him?
Yeah. I'm just wanna test out that indicator.
Oh, okay.
If I'm using that indicator, I don't have to rely on the previous indicator. There's a lot of people otherwise saying that you are just copying someone.
Right. There's always these trolls out there, mate.
Yes.
Okay. I'll message Jim to get him to contact you.
Okay. All right.
Cool.
See you then. See you anyway.
All right, guys. Bye-bye.